Hi, this is David with David's Tutorials with vlog post number 50 in less than 5 months. In today's posting, I'd like to talk to you about two things. Number one, I'm going to tell you about the very few gambling experiences I've had. And then at the end of this video, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the vlog channel, since we have implemented the vlogs 49 and now this one is 50 videos ago. Let's get started. Now, my experience with gambling started when I was really little and we were playing cards and poker chips and all the kind of things that kids do. And it just always kind of grabbed my heart thinking, I don't like losing. So I pretty much stayed away from gambling. When I got into pilot training in Laredo, Texas, a lot of the fellow student pilots in my class, they would gather at the officers club on a Friday or Saturday night where they had a craps table and they'd shoot dice, and I watched it several times, and I actually went one time and I gambled, and I brought $10 in $1 bills, and I spent probably 2 or 3 hours there, and I walked away with $12. I was thinking, well, at least I won, I didn't lose. But I'm thinking, you know, this guy over here, he won a lot of money, and this guy over here, he lost a lot of money, and that just doesn't seem right. I mean, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. I won $2, and somebody had to lose that $2, so it just didn't sit right with me. But, you know, you always hear about gambling, and then, less than a year later, after I had graduated from pilot training, and I was headed out to California to go to Tanker KC-135 upgrade school, I went through Las Vegas, Nevada. And this was 1971. And it wasn't nearly as built up as it is right now. But of course, going through Las Vegas, Nevada, I had been hearing from my pilot training friends that, all you got to do is bet on red or black, and it doesn't matter which one. And every time you win, that goes in your pot. And whenever you lose, you just double your bet. And eventually it's going to come up and you'll win. And when you double your bet, you'll have won your $2 plus another $2. And I thought, wow, man, that sounds like a really good idea. So I tried this in Las Vegas. I went in one of the casinos. I don't even know which one it was. And I had a bunch of cash with me that I was going to try this. And I was going to see, well, I need to have this pot of money that I'm willing to lay on the line. Just see if I can beat the house by using this system. Well, you know what happened. First 5 or 6 spins of the wheel, I won some, I lost some, I doubled down, and then I won, and then I lost, I won, then I won, I doubled down, and then I lost, and then I doubled down, and I lost, and I doubled down, and I lost, and then I won. By this time I was up maybe, $8 or $10. It wasn't a whole bunch of money. And then came a row of losses, and it got to the point that if I was going to double down again, I was going to have to put $128 on the table to win 2. And if I lost that one, then I would have to put $256 on the table to win 2. And to me, that just, it didn't seem like it was worth chasing. So I walked away. I had lost probably that $64, and I had been up a little bit, but not a lot. But that was my gambling experience in Las Vegas, and I never went back. Now, my next gambling experience came after I had served 6.5 years in the Air Force, and I got out, and I went back to school, and I got a master's degree, and then I was a band director at Boca Raton High School for a while, and then I got out of that, and I was doing real estate for a while, and then I got into flying charters. And this was out of Fort Lauderdale International Airport, and from there we flew charters to Disney World, and I can tell you about these in a different video. And we flew charters down to Key West, and we flew charters over to Freeport in the Bahamas. Now, one of the Freeport charter flights was at night, and we would take people over to Freeport from Florida. Gambling was illegal in Florida at the time, and people would go over to Freeport, which is like only about a 40-minute flight, and they would gamble in the casinos there in the Bahamas. And as we were going over there, I got the night flights, which I really kind of like because it's quieter at night and you could see better, in clear weather, of course. And so I would take my epaulets off of my pilot shirt and just stick it in the pocket, and I would just wander around the casino and watch all the games, and I never took part in any of them until I had a friend of mine. We had an empty seat on the flight, and if you have an empty seat on these flights, we were allowed to take a friend with us at no additional charge. And this friend, he was an attorney, and he wanted to go over to Freeport and gamble also. Well, before this happened, my wife, for my birthday, had bought me one of these handheld calculators that had a blackjack game in it. And along with this calculator and the blackjack game came this book that was written by Jimmy the Greek, a very famous gambler out of Las Vegas. And in the book, Jimmy the Greek said that his game of choice was blackjack, and he went into all the reasons why, and then he went into all the strategies and all of the things you needed to know to be a decent blackjack player. And so I did that, and as I was playing this little game on my little handheld calculator, the blackjack, I got up, $120,000. Well, in points on the little handheld computer. It wasn't real money, of course. But I was feeling kind of confident in doing the blackjack. And so when we landed, my friend and I and the passengers, and we had embarked the passengers in their taxis, and they had gone off to their casinos, and we said, okay, we need to be back here by 10:30 p.m. and we're going to head back to Fort Lauderdale. And they said, roger that. Well, they didn't say that. They said, right, because only the military people and other pilots say roger that. But this friend of mine and I, we got in another taxi and we went over to a casino, and I was talking to him about how I had so much fun with this blackjack game that my wife had bought me in the little handheld calculator, and was telling him on this, you stand the best chance of winning with blackjack. And he said, yeah, that sounds good. Let's go play some blackjack. And we got in there. He says, here, I'm going to sit here at this table. You sit beside me. I said, no, I'm not playing because they don't want anybody to sit at the table who is not playing, and I just don't want to risk my money. He said, oh, here, I'll spot you some money. And he handed me a $20 bill. Well, we sat there at the blackjack table, and I played with his money, and he played with his own money. And whenever certain things would come up, I would just lean over to him and I'd say, well, Jimmy the Greek says you should split that. You know, you get a pair of tens, you split it, and then you double down. And just all these sorts of things that Jimmy the Greek said. Well, we ended that night, and it was getting to be about 5 after 10, and we knew we had to catch the cab back to the airplane to meet our passengers. And I was up $69, and my friend was up more than $200. And I said, well, Greg, it was your money here. You want me to, here, I'll give you all these winnings. You can have. He said, no, you keep. Well, how about the $20? No, you keep that too, because I'm up. So that was my other only real gambling experience. I won $69 in the Freeport casinos playing blackjack. And my friend won $200. I don't know if he ever went back. I never went back and gambled anymore after that, because this is one of those things. I'm very skittish about losing money. I don't want to lose money. And when you play any kind of game of chance, you're gambling, and that means you could very well lose your money. So it's just not worth it to me to do that. So that was my gambling experiences I've had. Not very many of them, and you could say I learned my lesson. I came out of it a little bit ahead, and I'm happy about that, but it's just not something I want to do anymore. If you like to do it, that's your choice. If you don't want to do it, I would suggest, just from my own experience, probably a good idea, don't start. Now let's talk about this vlog channel. David's Tutorials started up many years ago, and the very first video I made was in about 2002, when a friend who was attending Tennessee State University and was writing his doctoral dissertation, he asked me, okay, in my paper here, how do I take all this stuff that I've got and turn it into a very good-looking table? Well, I had just bought the Camtasia video editing software, and it was on sale. I got it for like $50, $49, something like that. It's $300 now. But I said, hey, this is a great opportunity for me to use that. Now, Camtasia also allows you to do screencast recordings. And if you've watched some of my computer tutorials or website building tutorials, those have been recorded with a screencast through Camtasia, and it works very well for that. And so I figured out how to convert text to tables, and I made a video out of that, and I put that up, oh goodness, many years ago, and by now it's got over 300,000 views, but it's not on the David's Tutorials channel because I hadn't established the David's Tutorials channel at that time. In a previous video, just a couple videos ago, where I was talking about landing a tanker in the leading edge of a typhoon, I was talking to my granddaughter Katie, and I pointed to a card that I had in the upper right-hand corner of the video where I had taken a video of Katie when she was 9 months old and Uncle Daniel scaring her. It was really kind of funny and cute, and Katie laughs at it today too. But I did that on a very small cigarette-sized video recorder that had very small images, but it turned out okay, and I edited that in the Camtasia software, and that worked out just fine. Since then, I started the David's Tutorials channel probably in about 2016, and I've had a lot of fun making the videos, and I've had some surprising success. I have my leaf raking video, which has got over 5 million views now. I don't know why that is, but it's just evidently something people really like. And so I decided, since I have a bunch of different playlists on the channel, I've got Microsoft Word tips and tricks, I've got computer skills playlist, I've got a life skills playlist, I've got home how-to playlist, I've got kitchen and food tips and tricks. I just had so many things I wanted to share that March of this year, which is basically just a little bit more than 5 months ago, I decided I want to be able to do opinions besides just how-to videos, and that's when I converted the David's Tutorials channel into a vlog. And I have been posting 2 vlogs a week for just over 5 months now, and this is vlog post number 50. And I enjoy making these videos. As I have said to some of my subscribers here on the channel, some of the people who have commented, I'm not so much making these videos to get a whole bunch of views, although that would be really nice if I did. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing this to set down my thoughts and my memories and the things that have happened to me in my past for my family, my grandkids, their kids when they have them, because I'm thinking back to my parents and my grandparents, and the only thing we have from them are photographs and letters, and I have an old Bible from the mid-1800s from my mother's side of the family, and that's basically all we have. And so by setting down all these memories and the philosophies and my thoughts here in this video, I'm going to have this preserved for my kids' kids and their kids, however they want to see it. They don't have to watch it, but if they want to, it'll be here. So I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me on these trips down memory lane, on these thoughts and philosophies that I have. You know by now, if you've been watching me, I don't ask that you believe the way I believe. Everybody should be free to believe what they want to believe. However, I would very strongly caution you, don't make up your mind about deciding what you believe until you have all the information. That's something that's very prevalent in the world today. There are a whole bunch of very powerful people and companies out there that don't want you to have all the information. They try diligently to keep you from learning things they don't want you to know because it will hurt their bottom line or go against their particular belief system. And that's what I very strongly believe. People can only make good decisions when they have all the information. So if you've watched the video about my son's graduation, where I gave the graduation address there, it's one of the vlog posts here, and I don't remember which one, but the topic of that graduation address was make good decisions, because that's going to determine your entire future, making good decisions. That's all I've got for this video. Please, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up to let me know you liked it. And when you give it a thumbs up, that will also let the YouTube robots know that you thought this was a video worth sharing and worth them recommending to the other viewers on the YouTube platform. Leave me a comment to let me know what you thought of this video. If you want to suggest another video for my list of topics, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate every single person who has subscribed to this channel. If you're not a subscriber, why not? Go ahead right now, click that subscribe button and then the bell icon so YouTube will let you know by email whenever we post another great video right here on David's Tutorials and Vlog channel. Meantime, have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.